Hey everybody, it's your Springfield update for Friday, March 19th. I hope you are enjoying the gorgeous weather while it's here. Things are getting intense in Springfield as both the Senate this week came up against third reading deadlines for bills, and then the House is coming up on that same deadline for floor action next week. We did see in the past week our first priority bill clear its first chamber. So let's start with the Renew Illinois bills, our solar and renewable energy package. The Right to Rooftops bill, the Solar Bill of Rights, has passed the House. I'm pleased to report House Bill 5429 passed the House. I think it was unanimous. I don't think everybody was there that day, but I think it was something like 110-0. And so that's over in the Senate now and has been picked up by State Senator Mike Noland from the Elgin area. So that's good news. One of our bills is halfway to the governor's desk. The other bills, having more opposition, are going slower. We've got, big time utility opposition to our solar ramp up and net metering proposals. So as I reported last week, with the net metering concept, what we're doing is we are creating a task force that will report back by the end of the year on how the state can better utilize net metering for bigger users. And we'll see what the recommendations are from that task force, but hopefully if they're positive, then we're in a position to move those fairly quickly. But House Bill 6202 with Representative Burns has become a net metering task force bill. The same language is on a Senate bill, and the bill has changed. It's no longer our original net metering bill, but it is a bill from Senator Harmon. Senate Bill 1503 is now the net metering task force. So we still support both those bills, not as strong as we would have liked them to be, but we do think it'll move the ball forward and really start a serious debate about making the kind of changes that our original bills proposed. So we're still seeking co-sponsors. Really the heart of the Renew package, the solar ramp up, is, like I said, has attracted utility opposition. We're still optimistic we're going to be able to move something. We're in negotiations with the utilities about exactly what form that's going to take. Senate Bill 3686, which is our Senate vehicle for that, is still not been approved by committee, but it has gotten an extension for both committee and Senate floor action until April 15th. So a positive sign that Senate leadership is interested enough in this concept that they've given Senator Harmon and us and the rest of the parties some more time to discuss the bill before, so that hopefully it can come out of the Energy Committee and out of the Senate. And then the final element of the Renew package, the PACE financing measure, Senate Bill 2505, is on third reading in the Senate. There were a lot of bills in the Senate that just didn't make it by the deadline, and the Senate did not, in fact, stay in until Friday like they were scheduled to. So a lot of bills, including this one, got a 1-week extension of their time for a floor vote. We expect Senate Bill 2505 to be voted out of the Senate next week. It has a lot of issues with it, not necessarily opposition, but a lot of the different local taxing authorities have raised some minor and some significant points that are going to cause the bill to be rewritten in the House. It doesn't appear that anybody's fundamentally opposed to what we're trying to do here. Most people think it's a fantastic idea, but just tailoring this concept to Illinois property tax law is going to take a little bit more work. So I think the plan that Senator Ferrix has is to move it out of the Senate next week, and then in the House, where we'll have more time before the end of session to make some changes to it and hopefully get it to the governor's desk this summer. So that's what's going on with our renewable energy bills. The BPA ban bills, we've had a good week since Lobby Day of adding co-sponsors to those bills. In the Senate, Senate Bill 3750, this was one of those bills that wasn't called before the Senate adjourned this week, so it got an extra week for a hearing. Its deadline's been extended to next week, so we expect the Senate vote there. In the House, House Bill 6088, the BPA Free Kids Act. You'll see an amendment if you look on LIS. It doesn't change the fundamental purpose of the bill, but it does scale back some of the labeling requirements for non-baby products, but it still is a strong ban on BPA in children's products. And then finally, our clean water bill, our phosphorus fertilizer bill, we are still have opposition from the fertilizer and chemical industry, which really people that sell fertilizer at stores are not directly impacted by this legislation. As you know, it just affects professional applicators of fertilizer, but they are hoping to use our bill as an opportunity to restrict municipalities' ability to enact ordinances regulating the sale or the use of pesticides. And as you know, our bill didn't even address this one area of fertilizer use, so we have objected to that. We're not agreeing to that, and we're going to go forward either with the fertilizer and chemical industry having changed their position, or with their opposition. So it's quite likely that we will have a very hotly contested vote on the House floor next week on this. There are two vehicles for it. House Bill 6099 is the Phelps bill, and then there's another bill on the same topic that Representative Naomi Jacobson has, which is House Bill 4936. Both of those bills are out of their committees, so they each could be a place where either one of those two bills could be the one that is ultimately called for a vote in the House. So we expect to be in a position of supporting one of those two bills next week for a vote before the House. So that's what's going on with our Sierra Club priority bills. There's a lot of other stuff going on as well. Just one thing I'll mention, the Senate this week rather surprisingly approved Senate Bill 3388 to lift the moratorium on new nuclear power plants here in Illinois. And so that's over in the House now, where we are talking with legislators in the House to see if it is likely to move very quickly. We're keeping a close eye on that. We have developed a fact sheet on our opposition to the bill, which you'll see on the website, and this is something that it would be great to mention in meetings, particularly with state representatives. So lots of reasons for our opposition, many of which deal with the heart of our problems with nuclear power, but also the cost issues, very expensive to build a new nuclear reactor, and we're really concerned that if we chase this pipe dream that some are interested in because of the job creation, we're going to lose track of take our eye off the ball of solutions that we know are ready now, don't cost a lot of money, and are ready to put people to work, like wind and solar, other renewables, and energy efficiency. Nuclear is just a huge, very expensive, and of course dangerous distraction from this clean energy path that we're trying to get Illinois on. So that's what's going on in Springfield. I expect to have a lot more to report a week from now. Hopefully a good number of our bills will have cleared the House and the Senate by then, and we'll be headed into the spring break on the verge of some victories for the spring. So there is a 2-week spring break coming up after next week, so unless your legislator's getting out of town for an extended period of time and you haven't had a chance to see them yet, this is a really good time to be calling for your district visits for that 2 weeks that the legislature is out. I wouldn't wait till the spring break starts, because there are probably other people with the same idea. So if you call now, you're much more likely to be able to get some of their time during that 2-week break. So good luck, keep up the good work. We knew this wasn't going to be easy. We picked tough bills because they need our help. But with your help and continued lobbying work, hopefully we're going to have some stuff to celebrate here at the end of the spring. Thanks.